name's S.J. Klein, and I'm Vice President of the Fairview Community Council.
Hi, I'm Steve Lindbeck. I'm the President of the Rogers Park Community Council.
I'm Lindsay Hyduke, and I serve as the President of the Spinard Community Council.
I stay involved because the community councils are where issues that really matter to people who live and work in an area get dealt with, and where you can really have an impact.
I think the best thing about it is that it's a chance for us as neighbors to sit down and talk about the issues that are before us in the community, our feelings about the community, and for me at least, it's the fact that it's my neighbors. It's people that are nearby and that I care about them, and we live in the same microcosm of the community.
I think a lot of people have heard that all government or all politics is local, and it's really true. We care about safe sidewalks, access to parks and trails, and coming to community council meetings helps make sure that we can advocate and make those things happen for everyone in our neighborhood.
Hello, Anchorage. Welcome to Assembly 101. This video covers community councils, how they work, and why they're important. Community councils were included in the municipal code because they have a critical role in how our local government functions. Every geographic area is represented by a community council. Meetings are a place for neighbors to come together, share concerns, and discuss how to make things better. Community councils not only advise the Assembly and the Mayor, they provide timely comments to others making decisions about Anchorage, including the Planning and Zoning Commission, for example. Councils exist because the inclusion of the citizens' perspective on issues that impact a neighborhood are essential to our community.
The code outlines some of the issues that may be addressed at community council meetings. That may include advising on the Anchorage Comprehensive Plan, which is a guide for community land use development, but it could also include other plans, such as transportation, or non-motorized, or park plans. Community councils may also review the license applications, renewals, and regulation of businesses related to alcohol and marijuana. They may also make recommendations about land use, to include rezones and subdivision plans. Something else that may happen at community council meetings is that they may prioritize or rank capital improvement projects, to include road improvements in the district.
Every neighborhood is different, and that's one of the strengths of Anchorage, that our communities are special. And coming together in the community council is an opportunity to really get your neighbors and friends together around local issues. So what matters here in Spinard might be different than what's happening out in Russian Jack, but we can all work together to make our community safer and more connected.
It's a way to make your voice heard with a lot of other people who agree with you, and that ends up getting your voice heard. So let us know what's going on that might be of value to us, and a way for us to let them know what needs attention. So.
We have two representatives from our district, on the assembly, and they always show up, and they're very patient to answer questions. If we ask them to give a report on any given item, they jump right in and tell us at least as much as we need to know, and sometimes a lot more.
In order to be recognized by the Assembly, the code outlines some basic responsibilities of community councils. Membership must include residents, property owners, even if they don't live in the area, as well as businesses, to include nonprofits and other entities that may have a vested interest in the issues relevant to that area. Membership must be inclusive and encourage participation from all segments of the community. They must be committed to maximizing community involvement and also function in a manner that represents membership. Community councils are to provide adequate public notice of their meetings, and they are to meet 4 times per year, or once per quarter. Community councils meet within their community council boundaries, and they keep rosters and attendance records, but only for council business, and adopt bylaws governing their organization, operation, and proceedings.
Municipal code requires that the bylaws of each community council must define boundaries, eligibility, and meeting schedule, describe roles of officers, maintain minutes of the business conducted at the meeting, explain council finances. However, members are not required to pay dues to participate in community council meetings. And they must stipulate that community councils will not endorse a political candidate.
Spenard Road is one of the bloodlines of our community, and it's also one that's pretty difficult to walk or bike along, and even driving it can be challenging. So our community council came together and was a really strong advocate for this northern section of Spenard Road, where we advocated for wider sidewalks, bike lanes, bus pullouts, and just reducing the number of driving lanes, but keeping the traffic flow moving safely. And so we came together on this, and the next section just south of here we're working on now together.
That could be potholes or road maintenance issues, that could be street signs, that can be, things like homeless shelters and other stuff. In Fairview, we deal a lot with the Department of Transportation. The City of Anchorage has placed 2 federal interstates through the middle of our neighborhood. And so we spend a lot of time working on ways of mitigating what that did to our neighborhood. School improvements, let's see, what else? Oh, zoning issues.
We'll volunteer and do things like beautification in the neighborhood. And this winter we set up a Christmas lights walking tour just in the whole Rogers Park region. And people just get involved and they show up to volunteer and do good things for the people around us. The issues change and they come up and they move fast. And we've had a great variety of issues every year. We've got the Midtown Congestion Relief Project, and we've got accessory dwelling units, and we've got zoning things that pop up all the time. We have a lot of involvement in this council with homeless issues and questions. And we're right next to the Greenbelt. Sometimes people have something going on down there that's concerning, fires or gunshots I hear about sometimes, all kinds of issues that are really vital to the community. And people jump right in and they get involved, and it's a great way to have good discussions and share ideas about it.
The Federation of Community Councils is a nonprofit organization that receives a grant from the municipality, but it is not included in the charter or code. The FCC provides services to the Anchorage Community Councils. The governing board of the FCC is composed of 1 representative from each of the 38 community councils. Through the FCC, you can sign up to receive council notices about meetings and other important issues. You can also register for e-alerts through the CityView portal. Know what's going on in your neighborhood before the survey flags are posted and it is too late.
Our meetings every month, and they're able to hear directly from residents within our community whatever issues we're talking about that month, or if somebody wants to join our meeting and just bring something up that's happening in their part of the neighborhood, they can speak directly with our assembly members to hear about solutions, options forward, and bring other neighbors together to work on that same issue.
There's no better place to kind of make an impact on what's going on around you than the community council, really. Even if you do other things, it's the place where anybody, no matter what your background, is welcome. It's where everybody, no matter what their background, has a voice. And typically it's where we all find common ground and can work towards something together. And that's one of the most satisfying things about being in this neighborhood. So.
We really do a good job of getting involved with the issues around us, making good things happen in our community. Both of the 2 assembly members that represent this area always show up at the meetings. They're very diligent about it, and they take the trouble to answer all the questions that come up, sometimes more than we need, and sometimes they get lots more inquiries and questions that people want to know more about. But occasionally we ask them to report on something very specific, and they come very well prepared. They're very diligent. I think they do a great job, And sometimes it's their friends and sometimes it's their adversaries that show up at the meetings, but that's all part of the process, and I think it's effective.